Hi everybody, I'm Mark Mazzatenta and I'm here to help strengthen your guitar skills. And today we're going to take a look at some kind of bass riff that guitarists stole? Really? Well, don't take that title too seriously. I was just having a little bit of fun. YouTube likes dramatic titles, so that's why you see the title that I put in there. But really, I'm just making an observation about certain bass line that shows up in a lot of other songs in my observations. And I bet once you listen to your favorite songs next, you might also find these kind of embedded in there. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about a bass line that the Hal Leonard bass method describes really well. And I've got all 3 volumes here bound together in the same book. And on page 98, they talk about this, and it's called the chromatic walk-up. And on the next page, they have a couple more examples of it. Let me just describe what it is. A chromatic walk-up is, let's say you're in the key of D major. So you've got your root is a D. Then a lot of times what will happen is you'll drop down to an F sharp, which is the 3rd of a D major scale. And then chromatically, by half steps, ascend. So you'd have like D, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. It's like you're outlining a D major triad, but in a slightly fancier way. So here's a D. And a D major triad would be D, F sharp, A. And all you're doing is, okay, in this case, I had my root, and then I jumped up to the 3rd, which is an F sharp, right? I leaped up, and then I did my chromatic up to the 5th, which is an A. Now you can also drop down to that F sharp. I kind of like that a little better, but you can do either one. And in the Hal Leonard book, they even add another little chromatic segment which gets you back to the root, like this. Okay, that second group of 4 notes was a B, C, C sharp, and D. You're back to your tonic pitch there. Or you could do it here. It's really nice. And I've just noticed that a lot of other songs use that. Maybe not the exact intervals, but just the same shape of that riff. And I think I first heard this in gospel music. And I love when there's a really fast gospel song and those bass players are just rocking. And they're doing those chromatic walk-ups. And the stamina they have is amazing because they're just... they're just going at it, shredding that chromatic bass walk-up. So I'd love to hear that. But I've also heard it in funk music. If I'm playing a blues, you know, in a jazz style, I'm going to use that same kind of walking bass, like... that same contour of the chromatic walk-up. So now that you have that in your ear, let me transition to my guitar and I'll just play you some fun examples of where you see that happening in other songs. Okay, everybody, I'm back with my guitar and I'm going to share with you just some examples of songs that I've noticed use the same kind of chromatic riff. Intervals may not be exact, but it's the same shape. It's the same contour, and they're fun. So this first one is called Just Kiss My Baby by The Meters, and we're in the key of G, and here's the riff. working back up to the root. That's a fun example. Here's another one. Spirit of Radio by Rush. Alright, so you hear they're in E here. Chromatic. Little chromatic again, and they're back to the E. There again, there's that little ascending chromatic walk-up. Good Times, Bad Times by Led Zeppelin. Here's yet another example. Okay, we're in E, and they're on an A, and then they drop down to the third, which is a C sharp, and then they get back to the E. There's that drop, and then the chromatic walk up. Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. Here's another example. Now here they don't quite have, that note in their little chromatic thing. They skip over it, but it's close enough. I've always loved that lick. So you're going to hear like guitar riffs that use that same contour of this bass line, which is the chromatic walk-up. So listen for that in the music that you listen to and use it in your own playing. I hope that helped everyone, gave you some new ideas. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you at the next video.